So we're looking for factors of 60. So we're going to make a factor tree. I love making factor trees. Woo, is it fun?
We did factor trees when we were factoring, so we should remember factor trees a little bit.
Yeah. So factor tree, we have 2 and 2 and 30. 30 can be broken down into 5, 3 and 10. I'm messing this up.
Yeah, just do the factors.
I'll just do the factors. All right. Let's just do it this way. It'd be easier. Let's just go through the list. Does 2 go into 60? Yeah. Does 4 go into 60?
You skipped 3, Mr. King.
Does 3 go into 60? I'm losing my mind. Does 3 go into 60? Yeah, 20 times. Does 4 go into 60? Yes. Does 5 go into 60? No. Yes. How many times? 12 times. Good. Does 6 go into 60? Does 7 go into 60? Does 8 go into 60? Does 9 go into 60? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Does 15 go into 60? Huh? Yeah. Four times. Does 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5. Okay, so let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9. So we're going to say probability factor 60 equals 9 over the guy. What's it going to be over? Yeah, that's it. And last, we have a number containing a 1 is chosen. Emma, can you tell me all the numbers containing a 1? 1, 10, 21. Good. So how many numbers is that? 12. Good. So it's 12. Very good. Okay, we're going to do the quick ones up top. These should be pretty easy. Red marbles. Anya, what's the probability of getting a red marble? Bill?
Three.
Yeah, 3 out of
7.
7. Good. The blue, pretty easy. 2 out of 7. A red or green. This is where you add them together. So Haley, if it's gonna be a red or green, how many is that? Good. 5 out of 7. Probability of a blue or green. How many there, Haley? Yeah, 4 out of 7. Those are pretty straightforward, correct? We go with those. How about the bottom ones? We have some questions on those. Yeah, let's do 21. Okay, so if we go back and we look on Google Classroom, I have to bring up here. Yep. No, we'll just bring it on page 4 here. Classwork, standard ed cards. So it had the Jack of Hearts, right? So looking at this, how many Jack of Hearts are there, Nakai, in this whole thing? There's 4 Jacks. How many Jack of Hearts are there? Yeah, there's just one. So for number 21, there's only one out of the whole deck. The whole deck has 52. How about the black cards? Now, instead of counting up all the cards, what do you notice about black? Huh? There's 2 rows out of 4, right? How many colors are there? There's 2. There's red and black, right? So black is 1 out of the 2 colors. Good. So you could either put 26 out of 52 if you counted them up, or you could think that there's 2 colors. One is black and the other is red. So 1 out of 2 is a way to think of that.
Half are red, half are black.
Same thing with heart next to it. Heart, there are, and I notice it's lagging behind a little bit, but there's 4 suits. The heart is one of the 4 suits. So you could use that and count them up and you get 13 out of 52, but you could think that a heart is 1 out of the 4 suits. The last one we're going to look at is with the ace. Ace is 1 card out of how many types of cards? Let's look at number 26 here. So Haley, how many types of cards are there? Do you count from ace all the way up to king? How many types of cards? So we count ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, 13, queen, king. And then the ace is one of those 13. So if you are not the ace, how many other cards are not aces? If you take one away from those 13. Yeah, 12 out of the 13. If you went through and counted up every card that was not an ace, you would count up 48 non-aces out of 52. That's a lot to do. It's much easier thinking about it. There's 13 cards, types of cards, and 12 of those are not aces. Would be the easiest. Questions on this when we finish the last one? Okay. Same thing. A 7, Haley. That's 1 card out of how many types of cards? 13. Good. And lastly, a 2 or a 3. That's how many types of cards? 2 or 3 are 2 types out of how many, Emma? Say this again. So
Yeah, just the 13, if you're just thinking of 2 different types of numbers out of the 13.
if you put in your calculator, if you add up, there's 4 types of 2s, there's 4 types of 3s, right? So that's 8 out of 52. If you put 8 out of 52 in your calculator, it's going to give you 2 13s. So if you want to do it the long way, you can. You'll get the same answer.
Yeah, that makes more sense to you because you're looking at the diagram. How many 2s are there? There's 4. How many 3s are there? There's 4. So that's 8 cards out of 52.
Yeah. So I'll put them both up there.
4 cards out of 52 that are 7. So he's giving you the reduced reaction
Yeah.
for those answers.
Questions on this? Okay, let's do our activity for today, which is going to be fun. We'll roll some die.
Yeah, we're gonna roll some dice. Pair of dice.
Roll it.
So in Google Classroom,
I'd like you to pull up the worksheet that is attached. And the worksheet is with experimental probability. And as I said, we are going to be doing experimental probability today. We're going to perform our own experiment. So experimental probability dice activity is what we're looking at.
Make sure you submit the homework.
Yeah, Mr. King did all of it.
We just did the entire thing, so please make sure you submit it.
Okay, this isn't coming. So you're going to open up the experimental dice worksheet. For some reason, mine's just not posting and I don't know why. Here it is. Okay. There we go. All right. So we are going to be rolling a pair of dice 100 times. We're going to record the sum on the pair of dice in the chart below. If you go back to Google Classroom and go to that same assignment, there's a second attachment and it's a link in the assignment. So everybody at home, I need you to do this too. So we're going to go to Google Classroom. We're clicking on the link that I have in the assignment itself.
The site's being blocked.
Oh, it's not blocked on mine. Ugh. If you're at home, it should not be blocked.
There should be a lot on.
There are.
If you Google.
Here, I have dice. This one was nice because we could do it a different number of times.
You saw a random dice roller.
Why is it blocked on theirs and not mine?
It should be a bunch. If you Google it, it pops up pretty quick.
So,
Just put like random dice roller.
okay.
It looks very simple.
Yeah. Of course, there's lovely ads for us to look at.
I don't know where this button is. Okay. With some reasons.
All right, so on your dice roller, you are going to roll your dice. So I press the button where mine says roll, and it also adds up the number on the pair. So I'm going to split my screen so I can show you what you're going to do. Ugh. So I just rolled a 3. And in my little table, I'm going to put a little tick mark on the 3. And then I'm going to hit roll a second time. If you'd rather use the real dice that I gave you, if you're in the classroom, feel free to roll the real dice. Now I rolled a 6. So I'm going to place a little tick mark in my table at 6. And I'm going to continue to hit roll. And now I have a 7. So I'm placing a little tick mark at 7.
Make sure you tally.
So I would say do 10 at a time. And then, like, as Mr. King said, make a couple of tallies. So I've just done 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. And now I have 5 done. Keep a tally of how many you're doing. So you're gonna do this 100 times, and it shouldn't take long to do 100 times, and if you go over, we'll make sure to account for that. Once you're done, you're going to then add the number of tallies and list your frequency. So see if you can work on that right now. We'll give you a little bit of time to roll the dice. And if you're at home and this one doesn't work for you, just Google random dice roller or a pair of dice roller. And you want to roll the dice and tally up your marks. And I strongly suggest you splitting your screen, which mine didn't split right. Here we go. So again, everybody at home, you're finding the dice roller, rolling the dice 100 times, keeping a tally of the sum of what you're rolling. So you're adding the two dice together. And if your dice roller will add it together for you. But then also make sure you're keeping track that, like, are you doing 10 at a time? Or are you doing 20 at a time? But keep track, make sure so you know how many times you rolled the dice.
Keep track.
Strongly suggest splitting your screen or writing this down on a piece of paper. Yeah.
Getting them ready for Vegas.
So again, if you're